Hello everyone and welcome to another TrackIR video. So many people have been asking me to share my settings. You have to understand guys, for some reason I don't want to take stuff from my PC and put it on available online and etc. I don't know what is so difficult to just read. I'm even giving you the figures. So this is my TrackIR main profile. That's how I named it, TrackIR main. So here for the euro it's 0, 2, -6, 3, as you can see here, 3 here, -6. Here it's more or less -11. Even if you put it on -12, it's not going to make a huge difference. So I will say -11. 5 here around -14. Once again, if you put it on -15, it's not going to make a huge difference. And the 7 line here, -18. 10 for this one, and here I can even show it to you here, -21 and 15. Okay, 15. And when you choose mirror, you set it on one side, it will set the outside the same. So I repeat, 0, 2 for this one, -6, 3 for this one, -11-ish, 5 for this one, -14, 7 for this one. Okay, -3, -6, -9, it's on this side here, and here it's -18, 10. So here, if it was like this, I look for -18 here, and on this side I look for 10 here. What's so difficult? What do you want me to share? This much you can't do. -21, 15 there. Okay, the yaw, the pitch, okay, and the roll, there it is. Yaw, pitch, same thing, roll. And then I will tell you why, another reason why I don't want to share my settings. There it is. 0 here on this line, 0, 0, 2, -3, 1, -15, 2.0. And what you do after that does not matter, because as you can see it's a straight line. So I repeat, for the roll, 0 on this line here, 0.2, -3 or 3 if you want to go on this side, it's the same thing, it's just mirror. And here 1, 15, 2, and whatever you put on this side does not matter, it's going to be a straight line. Okay, so your pitch the same, we already saw it, and roll we just saw. Now your pitch, you already know what it is. Your, let me activate it. Your, turn left, turn right, pitch, up, down, and roll. Look at the head, maybe this one, let me reset. There it is, roll. Okay, now X, let's take a look. X, 0, 1, crank up the volume if you have problem hearing. 0, 1, -3, let's say 1.8, -6, 2. I can even put it here, it does not matter, it's not going to make a huge difference, and I will explain why. Here it's -9, 2.5-ish. Once again, you put it somewhere here or here, not going to make a huge difference. This one, -12, let's say 3.7-ish. Once again, you put it here, no problem. You put it here, no problem. It's not going to make a huge difference. And this one here, -15, let me put it on 5. Okay, that's the X. And X, if you went to school, you know what X-axis is. There it is. Now it's because I'm looking at this side here, that's why my head is tilted a little bit. So, like this, like strafing. Okay, that's X. Y, that would be up, down, up, except that I can't lift that much. Look at this head here, and I can't sink. I'm trying to sink into my chair, but you understand. Okay, it's up, down. It's the same thing as the X. For my TrackIR main profile, because I have several profiles. Once again, I will explain further in the video. And then the Z. For this profile, it's the same. And what's the Z? Maybe you watch those two here. Once again, because I'm looking at that side of the screen, which is, a little bit tilted. So forward, backward, and as you can see by how much back it's going. So for some games, it's okay. There it is. So you have my TrackIR main, you have my yaw, pitch, roll, X, Y, Z. Watch this part as many times as you need. You don't need me to upload my settings. There it is. And then, exclusive or not, I like to put it on exclusive and make sure you save. And something else, I already covered how to set up the curves in a previous video. I'll put the link in the description. And if you want one side to mirror the change you are making on the other side, make sure you have this mirror selected. And everything has already been explained in the previous video. Now let's see my main TrackIR profile in an actual game. So here I'm in, guess what? Euro Truck Simulator 2, and this profile works fine for me, depending on how much I want to, yaw to the left, to the right, to see the mirrors. I like to have a quite close view so that I can see better in the mirrors. And I'm not promising you, but maybe soon you are going to have real life, videos. I'm not promising anything because usually I'm not supposed to, put the real life stuffs on YouTube. I mean, I'm not promising anything, but you will see. In real life, the mirrors are very different. So here, I like a close-up view, but still, okay, still like this. I don't need to use the zoom key that much, except if I really need it. But this profile works fine for me, even if I want to tilt and hold my view here. As you can see, I'm holding my view, no problem. It requires a little bit of practice, but there it is. I want to see where the trailer is going. Let's imagine there's a trailer there, tilting my head. I have control, and I'm maintaining that view, as you can see here, not really shaking or feeling uncomfortable. And then I switch back to this view here. So that TrackIR main profile I just showed you works fine with most of my games. So now let's see another game with this same profile. Here we are in Elite Dangerous. Once again, the same profile, no problem. Okay, it allows me to kind of do all the things that I need to. There it is. 3, 4, and then do my navigation. Same profile. I don't really need to lean forward that much, and still it does not allow that much movement. So same profile for TrackIR, which I named TrackIR main, absolutely no problem. Okay, so let's see a last game with this same profile. Here we are in Falcon BMS. So once again, the same profile works very well. Okay, for dog fighting and all. Okay, same profile. If I can zoom in a little bit to see whatever is written here. So nice when starting up the F-16. So the same profile works very well. As you can see here, I even have like this. When dogfighting, I can see the MFDs and the HUD. So same profile, no problem. And like I said, most of my games in which I use TrackIR, it's the same profile here. So I'm not going to show you every game. I just showed you a few with this profile. Now let's see another simulator in which I can't use the same profile, and why. Here we are in Explain, and by the way, I have a different channel, a separate channel with lots and lots of training videos for helicopter sim pilots. I will put the link in the description in case you are interested you have really many helicopter training videos for simulators if you are interested. So I'm using the same TrackIR main profile, and this time you will see why I have to use a separate profile. Like already my head is barely moving, but you can already see like it's shaking. That's because for X-plane it's going to be way too sensitive. Okay, I'm tilting my head as if I'm looking in the mirrors in Euro Truck Simulator, but in fact in X-plane, look at where I'm looking. So I have to slightly, just slightly. Okay, now I'm looking in this direction and just slightly. Okay, so it's very uncomfortable, and the worst is just leaning forward a slight bit. Okay, I'm already like this, so it has to be so like here. I just want a little bit. It's so tedious, it's tiring on the neck, and especially when you are like here, I'm way too back and I'm just sitting normally on my chair and like this. Okay, I'm going way too down, way too, it's not really appropriate for X-plane if I use the same setting. And here I have to reset my TrackIR. And when flying, you don't want to be doing that too often. Like, yeah, I just want to have a better look, but I'm barely moving forward. If I move forward naturally, there it is, I'm even outside the helicopter. So I have to set my TrackIR differently for X-plane, and I will show you how I did it. Because in most situations, you will have to set it differently for you. So I'm just explaining how to find the correct setting for you. So here, first of all, just make sure you untick exclusive if you want to make any changes, and there is my X-plane. I had many more profiles, as you can see here. Farming Simulator 2022, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, TrackIR main. Like I said, it's I can use this on most of my games and simulators. So for X-plane, okay, so the yaw is the same. Pitch, there it is. So I had to fine tune to find a pitch that works. Once again, I already explained all the basics in a previous video. I will put the link in the description, like here, for speed, smooth, etc., titles, action. I've already explained this in a previous video. So this is where you can fine tune to find it to your liking. Because another reason why I don't share my settings is because I'm not sure you're going to be using exactly the same setting as I am. Maybe you won't find it comfortable. And then the roll. Okay, as you can see here, it's a little bit down, like here it's a 0, almost 0, 0. It was trial and error until I find something that works for me. So it's different from my main TrackIR, and this is where things are going to be much more different. Already, you can see here, it starts already at 0, 0. And here like almost -3, 0. So lots of zeros. Okay, so just see what works for you, and remember, if you put on mirror, change on one side will be reflected on the other automatically. So X, once again, it's to move side by side, Y up and down, and there it is. There it is, already one huge difference. You can already notice here that one side is not the same as the other, and mirror is unticked. Okay, so this is to go up. I'm going up, but you can barely see it, and then to go down. Why is that? Because in X-plane, I don't want because I mainly fly helicopters. Like, I'm really lifting off my chair, and okay, and still, as you can see, I'm completely lifting off my chair, but when I'm sitting comfortably, I won't have that up movement that I'm not really looking for. But on the other hand, I want, to be able to kind of get a little bit down to, zoom on the, not zoom, but get a closer look at the instruments. So that's why I don't select mirror. Okay, just make sure this is unticked, and then I can individually set for the up part and the up part and the down part of the Y axis. Once again, it's until I find something that is comfortable for me. It takes a lot of time, and you will probably have to take that much time, you too, if you want to find something that works for you. Okay, now the Z axis, as you can see here, because I don't want, as you saw, I was even having my view outside of the cockpit of the helicopter at some point, so I had to really bring those figures way, as you can see, look at how much I'm zooming. Okay, it's not even 0.5. Look at by how much I had to zoom. So this is the back, Z-axis is front and back. Okay, I don't want to be really seeing, sometimes I'm so backward that I'm even seeing my seat. I don't want that. Okay, so I don't need, to have my view backward that much. So here I'm really, and as you can see, my head is really tilting up because I'm way back. I have to push myself back into the chair to have some movement backward. But when I'm sitting comfortably, no, not that much. I'm moving backward, but you can barely see it. And for explain, it's good. But at the same time, okay, I want to not that much so that my view, like you saw in the preview before that, I had my head outside the helicopter. But here it's okay. I can get closer to the instruments panel, and coupled with the Y-axis we just saw, I can even lower my view, so it works well with explain. Once again, it's trial and error. It took me a lot of time, and I'm also regularly fine-tuning it. Another reason why I don't want to, put my settings online, because chances are I would have already changed it 10 times by the time you download it. So here it is, guys. You have to see what works for you. And like I said, I had many more profiles. I'm trying to restrict it to just the bare minimum. Most of my simulators I can use with TrackIR main. So now I will select explain. Okay, I like to set it as exclusive and safe, just to be on the safe side. And now I will get back into explain and show you the difference. So there we are, back in explain with the explain profile. And as you can see here, it's not wobbling as it was before, much more stable. And here, okay, you can't see my head by how much it's tilting, but it's more natural. Like if I want to have this view, or maybe on this side, okay, it's more natural. It's not tiring on the neck and the head, and I can look down. I'm not having my view like here. Even as you can see, it's more controlled. Here it's more controlled. I can really, especially during the start up, you can look down at the GPS and instruments. Okay, and even if I move way forward, that's the maximum. I'm really tilting unnaturally forward, and that's how far it will go. So if I sit comfortably in my chair, and that's it. Okay, much better. Okay, I want to see maybe have a better view at the gauges and flying my helicopter. Much better setting. And here, especially for landing, not that tiring, on the neck and the head and the eyes. Eye strain when you are like doing this, but then your eyes are looking the other direction. If you use TrackIR, you know what I mean. And this is why I don't use exactly the same setting for every simulator or game, and I keep fine-tuning them regularly. So find what works for you, as long as you understand the basics. Once again, I will put a link to the video in the description. You should be fine. Just fine-tune it to your preference. So I hope that This video plus the main explanation, once again link in the description, those videos will help you get as much satisfaction as possible with your TrackIR. And in any case, if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments below. I thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in another video. Until then, take care. Bye bye.